So, this camera angle shit. I'm gonna do it again. So a couple months ago, I was, I guess, stalked in the gym. I was stalked. Somebody was stalking me in the gym. And I was like, wait. What the fuck's happening? It starts with, I don't know if any of you guys can relate to this, but it starts with the staring, and then you ignore it, and then she stares more, and then whenever you cross her gaze, she smiles, and then whenever she can, she says hi, and then and then she follows you around, like she comes with you in the pool, in the sauna, in the spa, in the gym, and it's all in the same building, right? But she just follows you around, and it's like, it feels very, I guess, strange compared to average, which is, it feels like being chosen, right? And so this person, this individual, this woman that was, I guess, I don't really care if she's watching, but honestly, she wasn't that super attractive. Let's just be honest with what it was. She wasn't that physically appealing to me. Like, she didn't switch me on, if you know what I mean. She didn't trigger my envy, my lust, my desire. She was just like, I guess someone cool to hang around with. I guess, maybe. That's pretty much it. And so, I don't know if it has anything to do with me, or if it has anything to do with her, but I know that my standards are quite high. And I've been mapping out my standards for over the past couple years. Ever since I've looked at the dating game, and have basically just like gone through the loop of like going on a date, failing, going on a date, getting rejected, going on a date, and then just went through that loop over and over again until I kind of just mapped out and understood perfectly like who it is that I'm looking for, what are my standards, what kind of person that I want to have a relationship with. And all of those things, all of those thoughts, all of those, I guess, questions that I asked myself helped me determine who I was going to be and what kind of partner that I wanted. And so while I was in a relationship with her, so I'll just explain to you how it worked, basically, relationship, what happened. So I went on this first date with her, coffee date, whatever the fuck, who cares? Very simple. I would heavily recommend it for all of you guys that are like looking at the dating game, looking at getting a woman like in a relationship with her, something like that. Just do something easy to get to know her. Just go for coffee, or just go for a walk in the park, or just go for a chat. Something extremely simple that doesn't extract too many resources out of you. Just time and energy. Maybe like $5 for coffee, whatever. And so I went on this date with her. It was nice at first, and I got to know her, stuff, blah blah blah. And at face value, it looked like she was a decent person. But, and let me pursue the story, there is a but. I went through this, I guess, relationship over the past of maybe a month. She was just, I didn't really, I guess, care as much as she did. Well, that's what it looked like. So at first we were kind of just doing very platonic stuff. It's I was just doing my same old, and I was super busy. So if you look at my content and you look at the different couple videos that I post here every single day, you might have noticed that I own my own business and I run my own business. So it takes a lot of time and energy out of me in order to get that running up and operational and take care of things that are going on there. And so the most of the time that I saw her, since she went to the same gym I went to, was whenever I would go to the gym around like maybe like 1 p.m., she would be there. And so I wouldn't need to set up any like major dates or anything. She would just be there when I would go to the gym. And so I never really had to do anything too drastic, which was very nice. I that's something I really appreciated within her. And so I went on a couple of days with her. We went like to the pool, to the sauna or the spa, whatever, together. Had some chats here and there, and then I think we went to the movies, and then I guess ever since we went to the movies, we started getting more like touchy-feely, and then and then I think on New Year's Eve, I went to ask her, hey, do you want to just spend New Year's Eve with me, like hang around at my place? And she says, yeah, like, what if we went to like do some stuff before that, like maybe like go to have like fun in an like arcade or like something like that. It's like, okay, cool, yeah, whatever. I don't mind. I've never actually went to an arcade ever in my entire fucking life. So just go there, have a bit of fun, have a good time. Like 1 hour, I think, roughly. Then get back home, have some chat, have some whatever. Have a good time, and then start watching some movies, and you know how it goes on the couch. And so we do our stuff, whatever, then she sleeps over at my house, and then from that point onward, she says like, oh, we really need to talk about the fact that I need to go to, I've signed up to like I guess this Defense Force Army recruitment something, and it's sort of like it's like a training course that lasts for like 3 months, I think. I'm not really sure if she actually went there. She could have been lying for all I know. I have no fucking clue. But before she went there, we did a couple things, and I spent most of the last week before she left at her house. And so I saw like her brother, I guess. And she told me like, yeah, I have like 2-3 brothers, and whatever. They all live in the same house, I think. And so I stayed over at her house for like a couple days before she left, and then I guess we went on a last date before she left, and then, which was kind of weird because like she left and then she said like, oh, I really want you to send me some letters and and then I was like, you know what, like it doesn't take that much time, why not? Like I've never actually sent anybody letters, so it could be an interesting idea to like understand how the fuck it works. Plus I'm good at writing, so I know what the fuck I'm doing. So I did my writing, wrote like one letter, one postcard, and then one letter, and then she'd never send any letters back, even though she said she did. I never saw a letter appear on my doorstep or in my letterbox. So I was like, okay, this is a bit strange. And then she would just disappear for like days on end, and it's like, I understand if you're going to this Army Reserve training, I'm guessing probably like you have like a couple days or maybe even like a week or 2 weeks where you don't have access to your phone, right? But in that case, one day I sent her like a message. So she read my letter, and in this letter I was telling her, like, I was being honest with everything that was going on. Like there was this new chick at the gym that we go to, and she was just like staring me down and smiling, and she was kind of just like reminding me of her. So I told her like, hey, this chick reminds me of you. And instead of being like, oh yeah, that's so funny, I like how you think about me all the time, instead of thinking that, which was the intended message, like, what the fuck do you want me to do, is that she took it personally as if like, I don't want you to talk about other people staring at you, or other people looking at you, or other people giving you attention. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, are you that insecure? Like, what the fuck does it matter? Like, I told her like, okay, I've noted, like, I guess I won't do it again. Like, fine, I don't care. And then from that point on, it got more and more, I guess, she got more and more distant, I guess. And so I sent her like one message, waited like, I guess, a week, 2 weeks, because I was super busy. Sent her a message again. And I was like, hey, having a good time with family. I went to see the Tasmanian Sea or whatever, and had a good time. And then no response. So I was like, okay, well, it's a bit strange. Like, she's always responded so far. And then she said nothing. Like, literally nothing. And I was like, wait a minute. So for a month, the training lasts 3 months. For an entire month. So like from the second month to the third month, no text whatsoever. And I was like, okay, maybe it's like a full month training. She doesn't have access to her phone. And then the training ended, and I still didn't get a text. So I was like, okay, well, it's over. She's made her decision. It's over. She lost interest. She's just like, you know what? I'm done. This guy is way too easy to control or whatever. He obviously cares more about the attentions he's getting than blah, blah, blah. And maybe she got convinced by someone else. I don't fucking know. But I didn't do anything wrong. That's the whole point. The whole point was there was a lack of communication. And so what I wanted to explain to you guys and show you guys with this story in this video is that when you are a man of high standards, it is going to attract the right women, and it is also going to reject the wrong women. So like in this case, she wasn't the one for me, obviously, or else she would have fucking did her best to reply and did her best to satisfy me and to help me, I guess. But in this case, she was just, I guess, thinking more about herself, which I guess most women are selfish. But in terms of the relationship I'm looking for, in terms of the person I want, there was a lot of criteria that were very uncertain about her. And so there weren't any obvious red flags, but I could not validate anything. There was a lot of things that were contradicting each other whenever she would say something and whenever I would look at her life, like her actions. So I was like, well, if there was a lot of things that contradict each other, like I understand she's a woman, so she's going to be more emotional and logical. That's fine. But at the same time, there are subtle red flags that like appear, and I'm like, I have high standards. I have a lot of opportunities. I have this business I'm creating. I'm becoming a high value individual, which I don't choose to be a high value individual. I become. I'm in the process of becoming. So if you don't want to stick around for the journey and be with me, for me, and not for what I can provide in the moment, then in that case, you're just not the person for me. It's as simple as that. And so I wanted to share with you guys this example because it makes sense when you have high standards that you are going to subconsciously reject most women in order to find that one for you. And it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be all fucking sunshine, rainbows, and whatever. You're gonna have to put at least at least as much effort as she does into the relationship. And you're going to have to understand and figure out who you are as an individual. What are your standards? What do you want? And by all means, be as selfish as you want. That's the whole point of relationships, is being selfish in order to get one person that you're gonna, I guess from my point of view, spend your entire life with, or the rest of your life with, and have kids together and have a family together. Because if not, what is the point? So I wanted to share this small story with you guys, just to make sure that you guys see what I mean when I say somebody that has high standards is automatically going to reject low quality women, and they're going to filter themselves out because they can't stand you. They want to control you. They want to make sure that you satisfy them more than you satisfy yourself, or that they satisfy you. It's an equal 50-50 relationship. It is like, for a low quality woman, she wants you to invest more than she is investing. And then she's going to lose attraction for you. And then she's going to leave, like this fucking woman did. And so you have to choose for yourself. Okay, I have standards. What are my standards? What are my principles? What are my boundaries? What am I not going to tolerate? And what am I going to tolerate? And then discuss that with your partner if you have one. And if you don't have one, what and how can you search for this additional partner for your life? Because you need to think, okay, the woman I want has this, and this. That means that she's going to be in this kind of environment. She's not going to be at a club. She's not going to be in the bar. She's not going to be outside partying with her friends. She's going to be in a very traditional environment, doing her own thing, or hanging around with her friends, having a good time. Not necessarily drinking, partying, living the low quality lifestyle that most modern women live today. And so what you need to understand is having high standards is not just about you. It's about filtering out the people that do not match with who you are as a person. Like, I've had relationships before, but this one specifically that I gave you the example for was very different than all of the other ones that I've had in the past. And so it made me understand that I've been growing so much as an individual that now I understand myself better. I can actually sit my foot down and be like, you know what? If she leaves, that's her fucking problem. I do not care. I'm completely detached. I never understood actually when people said like, oh, you go through your villain arc. It's like, what the fuck you talking about, bro? I've never had that. I don't understand what the fuck is the problem. Like, I don't understand how you get to that point. Like, I never really cared, I guess, about anyone as much as I do about myself. So far, I haven't found anyone that I care more about than my mother, myself, my father, and that's it. Nobody has fit the bill yet. And I guess if we're talking about friends, that's a completely different subject. But I'm talking about like love and friendship in terms of like family or romantic partners. So you have to decide that for yourself. Who are you? What are your standards? What are your principles? Make a list. I made a list on my notes app on iPhone. Very simple. There's like 100 different things. She can't have this. She can't do that. She can't have that. She can't be hanging around these types of people. She can't be wearing this. She can't be... Just make the list, bro. And with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. I post every single day, so I appreciate every single one of you guys watching until the end of the video. If you have, like, comment, subscribe. I would really appreciate it. If you could just give me some feedback on this video. If you have any questions, if you have any, I guess, words to say about this topic, or if you want to recommend another topic for me to talk about, they were to do so. Thank you guys, and I wish you a great and powerful day. It's a beautiful day, and it's time to get back to work. See ya.